Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. With the seasons changing and it's starting to get colder, it is time for us to start thinking about winterizing our cabin. The GPS, where we house all of our solar, and our outdoor kitchen. Now when we talk about winterizing the buildings on the homestead, for the purpose of this video, we're going to start with our outdoor kitchen. When it comes to winterizing the outdoor kitchen, that process is really pretty simple. We really only have one thing to do, and that is disconnect the water. So it's really important for us to disconnect the water, the hot water heater, the water tank, and drain that tank and all the lines before winter.
Are you talking to yourself again?
Oh, hi, honey.
Hi.
We are disconnecting the water from the outdoor kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought maybe you were over here talking to yourself again.
No, I'm not talking to myself. Well, I am, but I'm talking to them. So we do have to drain the tank. We have to take care of the hot water heater, all the pipes, and take the pump and the hot water heater and put them someplace warm for the winter. Because let's face it, freezing temperatures in water, they don't do very well together. Now before I started taking these things apart, I had to take the plug out of the hot water heater and drain the water lines out because we've already had freezing temperatures at night. And we don't want to damage this pump. Now that we got the pump, we'll move on to the hot water heater. Now this water heater was the first water heater we purchased on the property when we came out in, I think it was 2019. We had this with us, and we built a little shower on the back of the original cabin, which is now the chicken coop. Once we moved into the big cabins, we had this, so we just put it away, and when the time came to build the outdoor kitchen, we had it. Okay, so now that we've got the hot water heater disconnected, we've got the pump disconnected, we're going to go ahead and remove this line off of the tank, and then we'll open up the valve on the tank and drain the tank. So now that we have the outdoor kitchen all squared away for winter, the next building we're going to look at is our GPS. Alright, so the GPS is a bit of a mess. I've got to do a little bit of reorganizing in here and cleaning it up. Now, the reason we are even in the GPS is because we do heat this building throughout the winter. Now, we do have flooded lead-acid batteries, and they are able to be charged and discharged in the freezing temperatures. However, they run better when they are warm. So, rather than lose efficiency due to the weather, we have the ability to keep them warm, and so we do. It does cost us a little more during the winter time, but it is certainly worth it for us. And so yeah, but it's a mess, so I got to get it cleaned up. And we have a ton of cluster flies in here. Ugh, yuck. We're gonna open the door, let those buggers out. Yeah, they're all congregating here too. That's Maine for you. We do our best to keep things clean, but, you know, sometimes they just get dirty, so you got to clean them up. That's kind of where we're at with the GPS. All right, so after a few minutes of sweeping and rearranging, we've got it looking pretty nice. So the batteries over here, we have 12 6-volt, 445 amp hour Rolls Surrett batteries. And that is the lifeblood of our homestead. It provides all of the electricity for the cabin. All of that power runs right through this Schneider Connex inverter charger that we have. And then we have our midnight charge controller. So this is the GPS, our power station. And it does get heated. We heat it to about 60 degrees. And, if you have any heaters or anything like that, wood stove, you want to make sure you always have a fire extinguisher accessible. So, and we do. All right, so now that this is cleaned out, so the next thing I have to go work on is the cabin. All right, but before we get started on the cabin, Jen and I need to take a ride down the road. We've got to go see our neighbor because we've got a gift for him.
Are you indecent or what? You probably shouldn't trust us, but that's another story. Come on.
Is there any other human beings around?
No, no other human beings.
There's nobody else. All right. Thank you.
I don't like this.
You'll see why in a minute.
Keep your eyes closed. I'll watch him. Nope, you peek and you don't get nothing.
I'm thinking.
Then you don't get nothing.
I'm not looking. Has he got a bow and arrow?
No, you don't have an apple on your head, so no, he doesn't have a bow and arrow.
Okay, so a little while ago,
Keep
you
him.
did a video
Can I
about a
look
cabin.
No,
Somebody
don't.
bought that cabin, and they came out here
Yeah.
to give you this.
Can I look now?
You may.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. I remember that.
And in your video, you made the comment that that's something you would keep.
Well, at least I can play my bass. I am a bass player. Alright. That might be the only thing I would want.
That's so cool, man. We've
So they-
become very good friends with these folks.
That is super cool.
So they came by last week.
Tell them thank you very much. This is
Well, you can
awesome.
tell him yourself.
Tell them yourself.
Oh, thank you very much. This is pretty awesome. I'm gonna get nothing done tonight now. I was shocked when I saw it. That's a neat instrument.
It is. And now it's
I'll
yours.
have fun with this tonight. Yeah, I'll get it cleaned up and find a spot for it.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is really neat.
So interestingly enough, we do not have any mice in our bucket trap, which is actually really good. It tells me that we've done a good job this year of keeping the mice out. It doesn't mean that we're completely mice free, but it is definitely a good sign. So we're gonna go ahead and get the foam board attached to the gate, and we'll get that back in place. Now we will leave the mouse trap set for at least another couple of weeks. It's really easy for me to check it, but we are not going to leave it over winter because once it starts to snow, it's very difficult to get access to this, and I do not want to leave it set all winter and then come springtime finally get in there and have a mountain of dead mice. That would just be gross. So we're not doing that. But I got to go get some zip ties and get this installed. All right, so we've got the back portion here on the back porch. So that's cool. All right, so now let's talk about our skirting vents and the front porch and the back porch. Behind each one of these vents is an open hole cut through the 2-inch insulation that is built into our skirting. Now, even though it is getting into the 30s at night, we're going to leave these open for another month. And the reason being is because those vents allow airflow underneath the skirting or underneath the cabin. And we want to make sure that we have enough ventilation under there during the times when we're going to be getting quite a bit of rain, which is what it's looking like from here on out to the really cold temperatures in winter. So we're going to wait until probably the first week of November to close those. As far as the front porch and the back porch, we're going to be using polycarbonate to put over all of this and over the back porch, the lower half of the back porch. We're going to be picking that polycarbonate up this week, and when we do, we'll go ahead and get all of that installed. The nice thing about where we get it from is they can pre-cut everything. So I'll measure all of this out, get the right sizes, and then we'll get everything pre-cut. So it shouldn't take very long to get it up, but that won't be for a few more days. So, all right, so it has been a minute. And during that time, we went and got the polycarbonate we need for the back porch and for the front porch. The only thing I got to really figure out is how I'm going to mount these, because I'm not quite sure yet. What I could do is get these put in here and then screw them in, but then I'll have to keep screwing them in every year, and I don't really want to do that. So I got to figure out how to be able to get these things put up without screwing them in and having it look aesthetically appealing. So give me a few minutes and I'm going to figure this out. You know, one of the coolest things about living where we live is that I don't have to actually ask for permission to do a lot of this stuff. Like this project here, I can just figure out the solution and then do it. Not that I know what the solution is at the moment, but we will in just a moment. Okay, I got a plan, so let's get this installed. It's going well.
Good.
I'm getting this piece up here, and then I got 2 more pieces to go.
Good.
So I'm very happy.
Not too bad, huh?
No, I figured out how to do it.
Good.
But we can't talk about it because I'm showing them.
Okay.
So I'm not going to tell you.
Well, I'm going to let the dogs out, and then I'm going to go help our neighbor out.
Yep. Sounds good. Helping neighbors, man. You got to be there for your neighbors. Got to be there. No matter what. So I did have these pre-cut to the size that I need here. Unfortunately, I measured on the outside here, and I think I know I gave myself a quarter to a half inch too long. So I'm having to use my rotary tool here, that guy, and just trim this polycarbonate a little bit. So that sucks, but that's all right. We're going to go ahead and trim this piece, and then I think that's it. It'll leave me one opening here, but I don't think I want to. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put a polycarbonate there. I might just put a piece of cedar there. I don't know, but this is definitely going to help prevent the snow from coming in, which is what we're looking for. So that and the wind, and you know our shutters here. We'll close the shutters once the snow starts, or once it starts getting really cold, and it'll completely close off the back porch, which is nice. All right, almost there. So we have all the polycarbonate up. So the next step now is I'm going to put a board here, kind of make a channel for the polycarbonate to fit into, and then attach it from the top. We will have to see the screws, but you know what? That's okay. We don't care. At least this way we don't have to worry about putting too many holes into the siding here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some pieces, and we'll get it clamped up here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now that we've got the 1x3 in place, I'm going to go onto the porch. We're going to screw it in. But we're going to end up staining this in the summer when we stain the cabin again. And that will help keep the aesthetics. It'll look the same color as the cabin. And it'll look really nice. So. All right, so there it is. You can't even hardly tell that there's polycarbonate there, which is so cool. You still get to see the grain of the cedar. Unlike last year where we had plywood up here, it looked like crap. So this year, it's really nice. Keep this bottom in place. We're just going to take some 1x1s. I'm going to use a brad nailer so I can just pull these things out in the springtime. That's it. Back porch, we're ready for winter. So like many projects around here, I have a vision of what I want to do. In the case of the front porch, I wanted to come here and I wanted to put my polycarbonate up. We have the polycarbonate. However, I realized now that I'm over here that I have to put some skirting on this thing. Well, we're not planning on doing anything extravagant this year. We're going to do the permanent skirting next year when we skirt the entire cabin. So this year what I had planned on doing was just putting some plastic there. However, now that I'm over here, now that I'm looking at it, I've got some plywood, some 3/8 plywood left over from a project that I think will fit here perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and cut that to size. We're going to put the plywood in place, and then I'll be able to put the polycarbonate on. So this is going to add a little bit of time to this project, but it's definitely going to be worth it in the long run so that we can try to keep some of that frost and that freeze out from underneath the porch. Now, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this project, and I'm not really going to worry too much about my cuts. I really just want to get it in place. We do plan on banking snow up here, so once we start getting snow and I start banking that snow, that's going to be the insulation that's going to last pretty much all of winter. So I'm going to go grab that plywood. We're going to start getting it cut and get it in place. All right, so after about 20 minutes, we've got our skirting, and this is temporary skirting that we're going to be using for this winter. Next winter we'll do something else, much more permanent. But now that we have the skirting up, now we can take the polycarbonate from over here and we can start installing it. That'll do it. The front porch is done. We've got all of the polycarbonate in place where we wanted it. The only thing is I've got to go find a small piece for right here. I didn't want to use a full piece, so I had this little piece here. We're going to find another one and I'll get it there before the snow comes. So Hopefully the snow won't get into the front porch, and we can still use that space this winter, albeit it'll be cold, but it'll be nice to be able to get in and out. The other thing that needs to be done is I've got to cut a piece for the door, but I got to cut it out. Yeah, so we're going to do that another day. The temperatures are going down. I can feel it already has gone down probably 10, 15 degrees just in the last hour. Once that sun is gone, temperature begins to drop. It gets cold, and that's what's happening now. Hence why we wanted to winterize our cabin and the other buildings on the property. So, I mean, other than those couple of little things, the only other thing that I will do is put the insulation in on the vents here. I do it every year about this time. That way we can kind of seal up underneath the cabin as well. So, but that's it, guys. I mean, everything is done. We are pretty much building-wise ready for winter. So what do you guys have to do to prepare your cabin or your homestead for winter? Is there anything special? Is there anything that we've done here that you guys have to do? Is there anything that we didn't do that you do? Let me know down in the comments. All right. Well, that'll do it for this video, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Out here at Hanbleceya Ranch, we live off the land. Slow mornings, hard work, and handmade everything.
Every blanket, every pumpkin, every little creation, it all starts here, right on our homestead.
We don't mass produce, we handcraft. Each piece carries the story of Maine's changing seasons, made with care, made to last.
So if you love cozy things that feel real, visit HanbleceyaRanch.com.
From our homestead to your home, thanks for supporting Handmade.